7-7. Okay, so again, you're going to be hearing more about that, but this is going to change how people get guns, how I don't know what they call it, abortion check loopholes and red flag laws. And Scott, give me your thoughts on the gun bill that just got passed.
I'm not familiar with the wording of the gun bill. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, anyway, right now for the first time in decades, that the House, the Democrats, and the Senate, the Republican Senate got together and decided to cooperate and come up with a bill, and that by itself, okay.
Hey, Aaron,
Yes, sir.
I just like to say one thing. You remember, in the scriptures, God said, there's a way that seems right to a man, but it leads to death. Now he's talking about man is wrong. They're not making a man. So that's this crooked system, and set up on this crooked system, they think they're doing what they think is right in order to benefit and prosper from these things that they do. When they pass law like this, try to keep the people down and scare them and deceive them. They're working just like the first father, the devil.
Well, one of the things, okay, passed with the U.S. House of Representatives January 6th Committee, Select Committee, I should say. First of all, it is extending its hearings into the month of July. But I said to you guys months ago, that it was going to go bit longer than they had planned. And guess what? Right now, the hearings have brought on a lot of information. A lot of people have perjured themselves in line to the Senate, to the House of Representatives. Because as you know, just raise your hand on the oath, that you're saying something. Well, the same thing applies. You talk to the FBI, they ask you a question, okay, and you lie to them, okay, that can put you in jail. That can put you in jail. As a matter of fact, just to show you that we all believe that no man is above everybody else, just a couple days ago, a guy named Jeffrey Clark, who was one of the masterminds, who was being used, okay, he said he's the man putting his reputation out front now. Well, that is starting. They went to his home and did a search in the morning. Well, this man, okay, working in the Justice Department, a deputy attorney general, he sent people to lots of people's houses to do search warrants. So he knows how that process works better than anybody else does. But that's what he was raised to do. But now, when it happened to him, okay, he said, it's not fair. They figured me out. But that's what, okay. They normally get you early in the morning before you can get organized, and also they take all your electronic equipment that you have to make sure you're not on the phone, texting somebody or internet, sending somebody some information. Tell them about what just happened to you. The object is to shut you down so you can communicate, like we have just said, communication. People lie and they lie and they lie. And he's been one of the people that was at the roots of he was one of the people that didn't know use for the big lie that didn't take place. And so anyway, right now I want to say that this past week, the last couple weeks, that committee has done an excellent job of following the evidence. Let's talk about it was a was a partisan committee, but it wasn't. We had two Republicans on there, and now it's kind of funny. Kevin McCarthy, who's the head of the Republican Party in the House, now is saying he made a mistake when he did not put any of his members of the Republican on the committee because because he was trying to be spiteful like a kid. Donald Trump is saying you messed up on that because now that was a good deal in a way because there was no obstruction to the truth being told. And so right now, as this stuff is coming out, we find out more and more and more and more and more about even one thing we found out that nobody knew about this until recently. This is big here. That there was Donald Trump was making a movie about what he did, had done, or was doing in the transition, okay, as he's leaving power. And sometimes people forget what they do. Well, there are videos, there are movies, okay, that talk about all the things that he said in front of cameras And one of those things that are being told is that his daughter told all us around the country a couple days ago that she believed transgender boy that just that the election was fair, but on camera, she said something different. Well, guess what? That's called perjury, right, Rhea?
Yep.
And at the same time, if you or I had done any of that stuff, you or I would not be having a conversation right now. You heard about what I said, and I wouldn't be here to tell you what I'm saying. But again, that's how this process works. So right now, you're seeing that most of the stuff right now is leading back to Donald Trump, President Trump, I should say, that he was that they said what they do when lawyers listen to these programs, the investigation, they analyze who said what, how they said it, and who's guilty. But right now, even the Fox News right now is starting to say that President, and guess what? The hearings are not over yet. So again, please tune in when they start again. It'll be sometime in July, as more and more information start to come in, and more top deputies, from the White House now are coming in telling their stories, and saying that they want to come down on the right side of history. And we said this a while back, okay? And also, please continue to listen. But the best part about this, please, I'm kind of curious right now, because a lot of people who have said they had nothing to do with this, were all against this, and the lies now that these members of Congress were asking for pardons. Not just the people in Congress, there's a whole lot of people asking for pardons. And that means that they knew they were guilty. And the reason that applies to the people in Congress, because the law says, by law, pass a law passed after the Confederate War against the states with the Union, that war, that no people who are lost who was on the Republican side cannot be able to serve in Congress. So that means that they are called what they call terrorists. And so consequently, okay, there's a call to what they're doing. So anyway, so that's why people right now are asking for pardons, because they do not want to be on the wrong side of history. But also, I want you to get some thought, okay? If in fact that your child has been one of the people that killed down in Uvalde, if that had been county or wherever we live at, would not give you information about what happened to your daughter, or refuse to even talk to you. Or the chief wouldn't even want to talk to you. And said, I ain't going to talk to you. You be mad as hell.
Amen.
You will say, why can't I'm paying your salary? You work for me. I mean, this is how it's supposed to work. And that's how it does work. Not supposed to work. And so right now, we just watching now as the police chief there got elected to the council, and he hadn't gone to one meeting, and now he wants the county to hire him out and stuff like that. That's not how it works, okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you somebody that knows how it works today.
Hello, you say you wanted, am I on at the right time?
Matter of fact, Mayor Elder Jones, Ferguson, Missouri, your timing is always perfect, okay?
Okay, and with me, I have Councilwoman Phaedra, Councilwoman Laquita Noor from Ward 3, and I have the Mayor of Northwood, Sharon Pace. We are in Ward 3. We just had the Carpenter Union put up a pavilion for these kids to play in the park. And it's amazing how these men work from 7 o'clock in the morning until 1:30 for these children to have some place to play. We are truly grateful.
Well, Madam Mayor, I want to say this, okay? They are part of the union. They are union workers, and they're paid to do a day's work. And by the way, they are volunteering today to to make sure that the community has, some benefits. In Ferguson right now, this is a part that we've been talking about for years now, and that is reality. So I want to thank you for all the people you have that with us, and thank you for being a part of the dedication.
Amen.
Not dedication yet, okay, but it's yet to be dedicated. But right now, it's up and standing, and that's a tribute to your whole work, Madam Mayor, that you have done in Ferguson.
Yes, we just scheduled the dedication for July the 9th at 10 o'clock this morning. We want everyone to come out because the unions have worked to put this park together along with Ferguson.
Well, right now, okay, that's an excellent collaboration of the community with the unions, okay? And being a union man myself, okay, work for years with the Teamsters, IBW, our members are part of our community. And they try to take you home, okay? So, Madam Mayor, first of all, okay, you want to introduce your party that you have there. Can you go right ahead? You want to let anybody want to speak? Or do you want to do all the talking?
Okay. She's going to introduce herself.
Okay, this is Councilwoman Phaedra Nelson.
Okay. Welcome to lunch with the Election Conference on Ferguson. Go ahead, DrRadio.com. Thank you very much, okay, for being a part of what's going on there. That's in the entire community. And I want to let you know that you were just talking about what you're looking at today.
This was a pocket park that I went to, area that in Ferguson in the 3rd Ward. I went to the mayor, who then was my council person for the city in regards to, I work for the Gateway Region YMCA, put a pocket park in the areas that was most needed in our underserved areas for kids to be able to get out and get some physical activity and get moving outside and getting, just air and things like that, and having that space, that safe space to be able to play out in their own neighborhoods.
Well, man, if you recall, okay, you was on that radio show back then, okay, you came to the station with the mayor and told us about your vision that you had.
I did.
Yes, so right now, I'm so happy, that you can tell the world, okay, that you, first of all, you kept your word, okay.
Right.
And the community came to your needs. And Mayor Jones, Councilwoman Jones at that time, and Mayor Jones different word also. And I want to commend you guys on something that is so needed, okay? And that's a collaboration of the unions, a collaboration of the community leaders, the kids who need it the most, and all their families.
Correct.
And I just want to say thank you from the heart, my heart, for all of you guys for years to come.
Amen.
When how did that make you feel?
I'm actually ecstatic. This has been a long time coming. We've been trying to get done for the last 5 years, although we had a little pushback in the beginning, but everything worked out for the best, and we're moving forward with this project. We're just about done with this project, and we're hoping to complete our ribbon cutting grand opening on July the 9th at 10 a.m. here at Halpin Park. And so I just wanted to be able to be here to be community for this ward and making sure that the youth in this community have a safe place to come out and Halpin Unity Park. It's in the 3rd Ward of Ferguson at 7 Halpin.
Okay, now
depending on where you're coming from, if you're familiar with.
If I came over Highway 70.
If you're coming out 70 to Florissant Road,
yes,
and make a right turn on Woodstock, like you're going towards Emerson Electric, the company itself, and then you come up Woodstock, go over Bermuda to Dupree, make a right turn on Dupree. Once you make that right turn, the first street is Halpin, and you'll make a right on Halpin and come to the end of the street, and the park is right there.
Well, that's a beautiful matter of fact. Well, I should ask you, could you get us the zip code for that later on? Okay, some people want to come by and look at that.
Yeah, it's 63135.
Yeah, and bring their kids, okay, to be a part of that. You know, I can't implore people to do that. And in fact, this is to be continued. So now, what's some other people that's there with you?
I have Councilwoman Laquita Noah, who is a council person for the 3rd Ward, where the park is. It's in her ward.
We know her very well.
Can you repeat that 3 times so people can write it down?
Laquita Noah, councilwoman for the 3rd Ward in Ferguson.
One more time.
Her name is Councilwoman Laquita Noah, and she is the councilwoman for the 3rd Ward of Ferguson.
Okay, so let us talk. Thank you very much for your time, also, and thank you very much.
Okay, here she goes. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back, Councilman. How you been doing?
I'm good. How
Hello.
you?
Well, on behalf of Rev and Scott, you know, we want to thank you for being elected, first of all, for having a vision, and it was a great election, okay, and that now you continue to do good for your community.
Yes, and thank you all for having me. We're excited about the park here in Hampton and North Hills. This is the North Hills subdivision, which is a part of Ward 3 Ferguson.
Okay. So right now, Councilwoman, what is the sort of vision? Okay, how can people continue to help you guys make your park better? How can people do that?
How can people continue to help us?
Mm-hmm.
People can continue to help Ferguson by definitely. We have a non-for-profit that we work through, and the non-for-profit's name is Community Forward Inc. CFI. So that's how people can continue to help us here in Ward 3 Ferguson.
Okay, now y'all do say that 2 more times, okay, and give us the website.
Okay, Community Forward Inc. Community Forward Inc. CFI, and the website address is. We're working on the website. This is a grassroots initiative.
Under construction.
Oh, you mean with the construction of the park?
No. Your website is under construction.
Our website is under construction. Yes, sir. Please be mindful that we're sitting outside and planes are flying over, so it's kind of the reception is kind of.
No. In fact, people not aware. Okay, we talk about Ferguson, Missouri. Ferguson, Missouri is really almost in the path flight of Lambert Airport. So we have planes going over day and night, and it's a vibrant community. And I think there's so much because right now you were running some years a couple months ago now. It seems like.
No, that wasn't me. I won the election to represent the 3rd Ward of Ferguson in April of 2021.
I know you was on our program. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. No, like I said, I'm sorry. The reception out here is just with the planes flying over.
I understand, but no, I think you're doing great things, and by the fact, you know how to find us, and then you want to report something that's going on, please let us know. Because I think they said they had the mayor there from Norwood. Is she available? Can she talk
about
that?
Here she is. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, this is Mary Case. How are you?
Madam Mayor, welcome to Ferguson University at HotTarget.com. I thank you for your time today. My name is Aaron Fowlkes, and you all lunch with the Missouri Chamber of Commerce. And I want to commend you guys for coming together for a very, very, very worthwhile project there in the black community there. So right now, you're from the mayor from Norwood?
Northwood.
Northwood, okay.
Yes.
Why don't you do me a small favor, okay? Tell us a little bit about yourself, okay, and about your community, Northwood.
Well, Northwood is a located parameters are Lucas and Hunt Natural Bridge. It's by Highway 70 down to Edgewood, and it was actually incorporated in 1940. We have about 4,200 residents.
Okay. I'm very happy to meet that area, okay? Well, I think most people are in the community because they go down to Lucas and Hunt, they go down because you got Norwood, you got Norwood.
Norwood is right across the street from Northwood.
Right.
Yeah, the west side of Lucas and Hunt. Yes.
Yes, right, right. That's where it starts at, And I sometimes want to commend you, okay, for your city, because you've done a lot of things there, moving the city forward. I appreciate all that you've done.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate we have good residents as well on the board trying to assist us in what we need to get done. But CFI with the Health and Park here has been really instrumental in getting things taken care of. It finally came to fruition. And at the beginning or the inception, the mayor, she was a council person at the time, and she was the chair and I was the vice chair when this initiative started. And working with the Emerson Y and so it's really been a good partnership, and we've come a long way.
Well, I think you can say that's been truly a great community collaborative, for lack of a better description.
Exactly. We have to stick together, to make things work for everybody. So we share our thoughts and our ideas, and we try to make things better for all the communities, and that's one way of doing it, sticking together and sharing what works for one can work for another.
And also, man, while I have you here, I'm going to put you on the spot, okay? I'm going to invite you back to be part of our radio program in the future, because we want to keep abreast of what's going on in your community. And we are a community radio station, dedicated on the fact, born in Ferguson, Missouri, okay, from the Michael Brown situation there. And
yes.
They kind of galvanized the black community like never before. Would you agree?
I do agree. In fact, I was here during that time as well at that particular time.